understand, like, sometimes we do have to use those different shopping tools for different reasons. And I understand shipping can be very expensive and time consuming and all of that if you have families members that live out of state. Almost all of my people live out of state, so I totally get that. But I do encourage you, in today's world, it is so nice for us to actually shop small. Hi, I'm Ashleigh, and welcome to the Big Crystal Energy Podcast. This is a place for the crystal curious, arcane-minded, and everything in the in-between. In this podcast, we will jump down the rabbit hole into the metaphysical, esoteric, occult, and spiritual realms. Nothing is off limits. I'm a mom, wife, an orthopedic physician assistant by day, and a seeker of all things spooky and kooky by night. I've spent my entire career in the medical field, but have always felt like there is more out there, and this is where we will explore together. We will have conversations with crystal healers, rock hounds, artists, musicians, spiritual coaches, magic makers, and anything woo-woo that strikes our fancy. Let's take our spiritual journey to the next level. So grab a crystal, pour a cup of tea. It's time to feel the big crystal energy. Welcome back to Big Crystal Energy. I'm Ashleigh, your kooky, spooky host. And today we're doing something super fun for the holidays. Today's episode is our Witchy Wish List for 2025, your small business holiday gift guide for magical friends, magical souls, magical family members. You don't have to be overtly witchy to like this list. And the reason I wanted to come up with this specific list is because I am personally trying to avoid shopping big box stores this year and avoiding Amazon at all cost. I'm trying to go 99% small business or buy from artists, authors, people that I know or that I trust. And I also think that there's something truly special and magical about that when someone receives a gift and they know that you actually made the effort to go out and find it and that you didn't just quickly scroll through, the Walmart website or the Amazon website. And I understand, like, sometimes we do have to use those different shopping tools for different reasons. And I understand shipping can be very expensive and time consuming and all of that if you have families members that live out of state. Almost all of my people live out of state, so I totally get that. But I do encourage you, in today's world, it is so nice for us to actually shop small. So this episode will be releasing on Black Friday. You can listen to it on Small Business Saturday. You can get some ideas. We have plenty of time. If you go through this list, and I'm going to list in the show notes all the different authors, vendors, stores, everybody that I'm talking about. But this list truly comes from my heart. Every single recommendation comes with a story. These aren't just random products that I found on the internet. These are shops that I've visited in person, books written by people that I know or have interviewed for the podcast, businesses owned by my friends, artists whose work hangs in my home. But let's be honest, sometimes we're shopping for ourselves because we deserve it too, right? So if you get some of these recommendations and you're like, oh, wow, I kind of want that, that's okay. Because when you're shopping small, when you're shopping like a local business, it actually really means a lot to the people that you're buying from, because these people are probably not making tons of money off of their artistry, and every bit that you can to support them means so much. And what I found over the years, that when I shop small, especially if I shop online, if I shop through small businesses on Etsy or wherever, usually they come with gorgeous packaging, they come with a meaningful message. Even when you're shopping at a small business in town, it can come with gorgeous packaging. Sometimes the bag that you buy the item in is so pretty that you could just even use it for the gift in itself and you don't have to wrap the present. And I have a couple businesses that I'm going to be talking about that I have affiliate links for. So those will also be in the show notes. We always are looking for discounts. I get a little bit of a kickback from the affiliate links, but not much. It's just enough to keep the podcast going. It really doesn't alter how much the product costs for you. It just helps me. So for me, I'm going to dive in with my ginger tea here. I'm going to take a sip of that before we get going. Stay weird, people. And let's go shopping. Get your crystals, get your tea, get your coffee, grab a glass of wine, whatever you like. Let's do the thing. And so I want to start with the motherland, Salem, because that is a place that has the most amazing and unique shopping. So I want to suggest some places that I have been to myself and that I've shopped online from Salem. And you guys know I'm obsessed with Salem. And if you can't physically get there, which I totally get, most people can't, unless you live close to that area, these stores have amazing like online shops, and they're very fast with their shipping, and they often have great shipping, free shipping deals, and all the things like that. So the first shop I'm going to mention is Nocturne. This is like one of these places where you just walk in and it is just absolutely magical from the moment you step your foot in the door. They have tons of jewelry. I got my Victorian hand necklace, this one here with the planchette. I got that at Nocturne. I'm wearing it all the time. They have books, candles. They sell perfume. They also carry a makeup line called Ritual de Fill, which is like a magically infused makeup line, which I think is awesome. I have some of the sparkly stuff on my eyelids from Ritual de Fill right now that I got at Nocturne. I also put it on my lipstick a little bit. And their staff is amazing. They ship quickly. They know their stuff. So I would just really encourage you to check out their online shop. Next up is House Witch. It's spelled Haus, Witch. It's my favorite store in Salem. If I could only give you one recommendation to do holiday shopping, it would probably be House Witch. The owner, her name is Erica Feldman, and she also wrote this incredible book called Intention-infused. If you're looking on YouTube, this is the book, Intention-infused. And I highly recommend that for anyone who loves astrology and wants unique ways to celebrate each different zodiac season. Her approach to altars and intention setting completely changed how I look and work with my own space. And that shop itself is just, everything is just so well curated and unique and special. You're not going to find a lot of things there that you could find in a lot of other witchy or metaphysical shops. And it's not just like aesthetically witchy stuff. It's very magical. Everything is infused with magic. So definitely check out House Witch and grab Erica's book if you're at it. This is an amazing book to start with if you are first dipping your toe into astrology, if you're first dipping your toe into witchcraft. I think this is an amazing book. It is beautifully written. It's got gorgeous photography throughout it. Probably one of my favorite books that I own. Another shop in Salem is called the Black Veil. I've talked about this shop on my previous Salem retreat episode. This is honestly one of the most beautifully decorated shops that I've ever seen in my entire life anywhere in the world. It's absolutely stunning. It's gothic. It's elegant. It's intentional. The two guys that own it, they're twin brothers. They're tattoo artists, but they're just artists. They have amazing prints of their artwork. They have clothing that has their artwork on it, t-shirt. They have home decor, kind of all in that dark, witchy, like Victorian Gothic vibe. So if you're looking for something that's like aesthetically beautiful, or you have like an aesthetic witch in your life, this would be a great place to shop. Another shop is called Black Craft. They have a huge online store. They often have great sales. They kind of offer more of like a witchy streetwear. They have tons of occult and dark aesthetic clothing. They have lots of t-shirts, hoodies. I got my son the cutest like Halloween Labubu backpack there this year. It's really for the witch who wants to wear their practice. Like you can go to the grocery store and put your Black Craft wear and your hoodie, and they will know you're a vibe, right? And one of my other favorite shops in Salem is called Witch City Wicks. It's a Salem-based candle company. They make these amazing hand-poured candles, and you can buy everything online. They even have like a monthly candle, like you could get a subscription. So you get a new candle every month if that's something that you're into. Their scents are just otherworldly. And I think they have a scent that's really for anybody. So if you have someone in your life that loves candles, but you want to get them like a really high quality candle, Witch City Wicks is just one of the best places that you could shop. Now, let's talk crystals because, obviously. The first thing I want to say before I get into the crystal section here, if you know someone that really loves crystals, maybe just you could talk to them, just kind of like a side conversation and kind of find out like what is one of their favorite stones. And maybe you could go to a local metaphysical shop or something, or one of the shops that I'm going to suggest here and maybe buy them like a nicer piece of the crystal that they love, right? So, for example, I have right here on my desk, I love celestite. So, one of the first pieces of celestite I ever got was this piece, but it's smaller. It fits in the palm of my hand. But if you want to get something, a piece of crystal piece that's more elevated, you could go with something like this. This is a huge, chunky, juicy celestite heart. And you can see like the geode here on the back. And it was carved and polished. And then inside the geode was this gorgeous blue celestite. So, I mean, something like this would probably cost closer to maybe like $100. So there's a shop called Ravenstone, and it's one of my all-time favorite crystal shops that I've ever seen in my entire life. I've been in their store before. They're based out of Lynn, Massachusetts, which is right near Salem, but they have an insane online shop with all of their crystals. Their selection is just incredible. Like the owners, they go to all of the crystal, like the big crystal shows, and they hand select the pieces that they sell at their shop. So you know that you're not just getting stuff that they're just sourcing from like unknown or super unethical places, right? Because that's like a big part of it. I got like the most incredible piece of azurite the last time I was there. I wish I had it. It's downstairs. But they carry crystals. They have tons of jewelry, the coolest jewelry you could imagine. It's so affordable too. They have books, incense, basically everything you need for your metaphysical practice. I also want to shout out the Crystal Bar, which is owned by my friend Claire. She is out of the UK. She sells crystals, jewelry. She also does oracle readings. And this is exactly the kind of small business energy like I'm trying to support here. So if you're looking for stones or you want to book a reading, go check out the Crystal Bar. And if you want to go deeper with your crystal work, I highly recommend the book Spirit Crystals by Jenny C. Bell. It's a deep dive to help you discover your unique spirit crystal and the one that's most aligned with your energy. And it's really beautiful work. And you can find that at bookshop.org or lots of other booksellers. Maybe your local metaphysical shop has it. And then maybe you can try to avoid buying all your books on Amazon. Just saying. Another great option for someone that you know is very magical, very witchy, very spiritual. A lot of times, people like us, we love tarot decks, oracle cards. I mean, there's a dime a dozen out there, right? I'm going to give you some of my favorites. So one of my favorite tarot decks that I have is called the Modern Witch Tarot Deck by Lisa Sterrell. And this deck is incredible. It's modern, it's diverse, it's accessible, and it's rooted in the Rider-Waite-Smith tradition. So if you're learning tarot, this is like a fantastic deck to work with. And I really encourage you to find it at a local metaphysical shop instead of just going online, right? You want to support your local witchy businesses if possible. I got my deck from a crystal shop that is up near Sacramento. And originally I wanted to get a tarot deck. This is when I was first starting to work with tarot. And so I went in there and I was going to get a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Well, I don't know if they didn't have any or what, but they had this modern tarot deck. And I was like, ooh, this one actually looks really cool. And it's very cool. And it's very similar to the traditional deck. So you don't get the imagery mixed up too much. Now, I'm also obsessed with the Season of the Witch Oracle decks published by Rockpool Publishing. They have one for every one of the Sabbats. So I'm now starting to work with the Yule deck. Not on all of the decks, but on a lot of the decks is by one of my absolute favorite artists. Her name is Tiana Lukovic. I think she's out of Belgium. But I mean, all of their decks are incredible. And you could potentially, this would be another fun idea. You could potentially gift someone one of the Oracle decks, and then you could go on, like, let's say you loved Tiana Lukovic's art too. You go on her website and you could pick out a print from her website, and you could also give them a print and the deck. That would be a really beautiful option, or maybe just the print or just the deck. I mean, I'm just throwing things out there, but I have a lot of prints of Tiana's in my house, and I just never, ever, ever, ever get tired of looking at them. Another deck that I have been working with lately, just because it feels super appropriate for this time of the year, is called the Dark Goddesses deck, and it was designed by the artist Caitlin McCarthy. And Holy smokes, is she an incredible artist? And she also has a website that has amazing prints on it that you could buy along with her oracle deck. This deck is great for shadow work. It's great for working with your dark goddesses. She's just a fabulous witchy artist, and she has so many prints that I would highly recommend checking out. I have several of those in my home as well. And if you're into crystals and divination, one deck that I also would recommend is called The Crystal Spirits Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. It's a beautiful way to blend like divination with your crystals. And anyone who really wants to deepen their tarot practice, I was recently introduced to this planner called the Ritual Planner, and Ritual is spelled Writual. And you can buy from their website too. They have little stickers of the tarot so that on every day when you're doing your journaling about your cards, you can put a little sticker on the little spot so that you can kind of reference back to what your card pulls were for the day or your 3-card pulls or whatever. And it's a really cool way to really deep dive into the tarot for yourself. Now, we're going to move on to books for the magical reader, because if you're witchy, you probably are also a reader. I mean, that's what I have realized. So I want to talk about probably one of the most influential books that I read in the past year, aside from Intention-infused by Erica Feldman. This book is called Magic Maker by Pam Grossman. And if you are a magical person or magically inclined, this is a must read. I cannot recommend it enough. Pam hosts the Witch Wish podcast, which is also one of the most fantastic podcasts I believe that's even available. You don't have to be a witch to enjoy the podcast. You could just be someone that loves people that are interesting, and you could love her podcast. And she is just an absolute dream podcast guest for me. So I'm trying to manifest that for 2026. But seriously, run out and get Magic Maker by Pam Grossman. Talking with the Tarot by Samantha Rose Hicks is another one I have to mention. She was just on the podcast last week. Her book is the perfect way to learn about tarot in a conversational and relatable way. It's not stuffy. It's not over academic. It's just really good. It's accessible tarot teaching. So if you're learning tarot or you know someone who wants to, this is a great one to get.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but I have something you need to hear. Have you been feeling a shift? A pull towards something more? Whether you're manifesting new opportunities, confidence, or a major glow up, the universe is listening, and I've got just the thing. In a crystal clarity call, I'll intuitively select 3 crystals to support your manifestations, pull a tarot or oracle card for deeper guidance, and craft custom journal prompts to help you take action. It's more than a reading, it's an energetic roadmap. So if you're ready to align with your highest self, DM me on Instagram at mystical.mama.ash for details and pricing. Let's bring your magic to life.
I already mentioned Intention-infused by Erica Feldman several times when I talked about the Storehouse Witch earlier, but I'm mentioning it again because it's that good. If you love astrology and you want unique ways to celebrate each zodiac sign or season, this is the book for you. Nicholas Pearson, he has also been on the podcast. He recently came out with the book, The Witching Stones, which was another top favorite of mine from the past year. It's all about crystals and witchcraft and how to actually use the stones in your magical practice. It's a really great resource. Actually, any book by Nicholas Pearson is gold. You cannot go wrong with anything by him. So just saying. And then, of course, Spirit Crystals by Jenny C. Bell, which I mentioned earlier. Deep dive into finding your spirit crystal. For fiction, I loved The Bane Witch this year by Ava Morgan. We actually featured her book in our podcast book club episode. All of her books are amazing. She writes witchy fiction and it's just so good. I have another one right by me. It's called The Witches of Bone Hill, which I started reading, but then, I'm always reading like 15 books at the same time. So that's just a problem. That's just a me problem. But her books are so amazing. Like, you want to get yourself like a cozy cup of tea and just curl up and like just melt into the pages of her stories. So here's the thing. All these books can be found on bookshop.org. This is an excellent place to buy books because it supports small independent bookstores, and every purchase you make through bookshop.org helps keep indie bookstores alive. So I'm trying to buy all my books through there this year instead of going to Amazon. And it's just one of those small shifts that really makes a big difference. If we all started doing that, it would be so huge. And so to wrap up the book section, I want to tell you specifically about one company that I recently found on my Instagram. It's called Sealed Stories. So here's how it works. You go to their website and you pick whatever kind of book you like. If you like horror, if you like historical fiction, if you like romance, whatever, you pick that. And they send you a book that is beautifully wrapped in some sort of gorgeous paper. And along with it, stuffed in the front of the packaging is all kinds of like little snacks and tea and pens and all kinds of fun little goodies. And so it's not just a book, it's a whole experience. It's like the unwrapping of it is like a ritual all in of itself. It's perfect for book lovers, for people who need encouragement to slow down and to savor things. And I think it's just such a thoughtful gift. So check out Sealed Stories. Obviously, they're going to be linked in my show notes. I recently gave a book from Sealed Stories to a friend, and she just was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. And their prices are so affordable. And it's just like such a little surprise. Like, what book are you going to get? Okay, so I want to talk to you about a brand called Better in Black. It's a company that I'm an affiliate with, and I absolutely love them. They make all the seasons spooky with fun t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, all different kinds of stuff. And you can be cozy and creepy all year round, which I think is so fun. And they have designs for every kind of vibe, whether you're into skeletons, ghosts, witchy sayings, all of it. So I'm going to link my discount code at the end. So if you're shopping with them, make sure to use that. And I just love it because it's a woman. It's like literally like a 1 or 2 person company, and they're screen printing all their stuff. It's such great quality. Everything I've gotten from there has been amazing. My drawers are full of their stuff. I think one of my favorite sweatshirts is like my favorite color. I don't know, something about being my favorite color is black, or everything is better in black, or something like that. Now, for those that are into more of a sensory magic, let's talk about scent, tea, and ritual. All the sensory stuff. First up, Sea Witch Botanicals. This is another company that I'm an affiliate with, so please use my code. They make seasonal incense, candles, and other ritual products. What I love about Sea Witch Botanicals is that they really lean into the seasons in a way that feels intentional. And it's not just like aesthetically witchy, it's magically aligned. And they have this coastal witch meets forest witch vibe, which I think is very fun. It's very earthy, oceanic, grounding. So definitely check them out and use my discount code. They have the best incense at Christmas time. They have a Krampus one that I think they have a Krampus incense and candle. The smell is so, oh my gosh. Like if you're not in the holiday spirit, when you light that incense or you light that candle, you will be immediately. Okay, so I know a lot of you probably are scrolling online a lot and you've come across this perfume brand. They have kind of been everywhere lately, but they're probably my favorite perfume brand for a reason. It's called Heretic Perfume, and their scents are so unique and high quality. And I have a fun connection because Natasha Rosilko, who was the host of the witchy retreat that I went on in September in Salem, she was recently in their ad campaign. And she was the one that, if you've looked at any of their ads on Instagram or wherever, Natasha is the one that is called the spiritualist. And she has like the big, crazy, blonde hair. And she's got like this big planchette in her hair. And she's got her like she's working over a giant crystal ball. And it's just such a vibe. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool that you got to work with Heretic and do that ad campaign. Like, what an amazing experience, right? So I have some discount code that I can drop in the show notes for that as well. But I would have to say some of my favorite scents from them, my personal favorite scents, are Nosferatu, Midnight Toker. I think it's called Cactus Addiction. Haxon is their newest one. I don't know. They have so many. I just can't get enough of them. I also want to feature this small business called Simple Incense, run by Jonathan Hassler, who has been on the podcast previously. He makes the most incredible organic hand-rolled incense, and the materials are ethically sourced, and the scents are just like, they're just next level. If you burn incense in your practice, you need to try Simple Incense. You will not be disappointed. And also Magic Hour Tea. For the tea drinker in your life, I would highly recommend them because they have the most beautiful packaging. Their teas are, I mean, I don't even know. It's like a whole experience. It's not like your mom's Lipton tea that was in the tea packet. No, a lot of these are loose leaf teas. They have so many different little things that you can get on their website, like tea diffusers and little pots and cups. And oh my gosh, it's just like a whole thing. So Magic Hour tea, so good. You could pair your Magic Hour tea with a beautiful mug and a journal, and that would be like seriously the perfect gift, right? For most girls would love. Literally, most girls would love something like that. And also, I wanted to mention Green Moon Witchery, which is run by my friend Sarah. She was a previous guest on the podcast months ago. She makes handmade soaps with really intentional ingredients. It's small batch, handmade, witchy soaps. Some of them are with different energies of the tarot, which is super cool. And they're perfect for ritual baths or just everyday magic. So check out Green Moon Witchery. Now, I also want to mention Glamour Magic and Witchy Beauty. So let's talk about some makeup, because makeup is a ritual. You guys should have seen me before I came on to record. I literally did some Glamour Magic today. I was looking rough. And so I was like, okay, sister's got to pull it together to record this episode. So as I mentioned before, Ritual to Fill, it's a luxury color cosmetic brand that is inspired by ancient ritual and botanical ingredients. I bought my products at Nocturne when I was in Salem, but of course, you can shop their full line online. The vibe is gothic, lush, intentional. It's not just your basic beauty counter stuff. This is for the glamour witch, the one who knows that red lipstick, hello, is a spell. So if that's you or you know someone like that, check out Ritual to Fill. I also want to mention some wearable magic and accessories if you want to adorn yourself with intention. Another great brand is called Moxie Malas. They make gorgeous mala bracelets and necklaces. Malas are traditionally used for meditation and intention setting. So these are perfect gifts for anyone who has a meditation practice or wants to start one. And you could pair a mala with a meditation cushion or a journal and create a really beautiful gift. And then there's the Spooky Mama. She's going to be coming on the podcast here, I think, in a week or so. The Spooky Mama is a brand that's run by my friend Cassie. Here, for example, these earrings, it's a little, it's a coffin, but it's a bookshelf, and it's got books, and it's got like a snow globe and a Santa and candy canes, but it's got like this spooky vibe. So she makes spooky, fun polymer clay earrings. I have tons of them. Literally tons of them. And that's why I wanted to have her come on the podcast. So I can't wait to share my conversation with her to you guys coming up. She makes designs for each season. So she makes each season spooky, which is super cool. And there's always something new. They're very lightweight. They travel well. They're affordable. And they're so unique. And if you want wearable magic that's fun and adorable, you have to check out the Spooky Mama. Okay. So for all my journal witches and letter writers out there, I have to mention Open Sea Design Company. It's one of my favorites. They have the annual witches planner, which is incredible. They also have stationery, journals, notebooks, planners, everything. If you're the kind of witch who loves to write, you love to plan and create, this is your spot. You have to check out Open Sea Design Company. Their designs are beautiful and their quality is so good. Their packaging is amazing. Another brand that I love is called Spooky Cat Press, is incredible for all their silly, spooky Christmas vibe, or I like to call it creep, where they have like a line called Creepmas. They make cards, wrapping paper, all kinds of fun stuff. I got a bunch from them last year to wrap my Creepmas presents, and it was absolutely perfect. If you want to add a little spooky flair to your holiday wrapping, Spooky Cat Press is where it's at. Something that I think is really fun to give someone is an experience or a service. So sometimes the best gifts aren't like a physical thing, they're memories or experiences. So if you know someone that's into tarot or palm readings, you could get them a gift card for a session with a local reader, or you could check out your local metaphysical shop or look on Instagram for readers in your area. A previous podcast guest that I had on, her name was Paula Victoria from P is for Palmistry. She does virtual palm reading sessions. Mine was so insanely accurate, I couldn't even believe it. So I think that's just such a cool, fun, special gift you could give someone that might be really interested in this, especially if you know that they're interested in diving deeper into this type of work. Akashic record readings are also very interesting. It's a really beautiful gift. My friend Alexa Darren, she does these and she's incredible. Akashic records work is deep and is soul level stuff. So it's perfect for someone who's ready to go deep and explore their soul's history and path. Alexa also has a lot of other spiritual resources on her website, so you can check out in the show notes. You could consider getting your loved one or friend a birth chart reading. Those are always a hit. If you know someone who's curious about astrology, helping them understand their cosmic blueprint, it's such a meaningful gift. You can find local astrologers or online practitioners, but be careful. You want to vet them well. There's just so many talented people that are doing this type of work. Here's another idea, courses and workshops. Maybe ask the person that you're close with if there is a course that they're interested in taking, or maybe it's something about herbalism or tarot or astrology, and help support their learning. Maybe help pay for their course. Sometimes the best gift is investing in someone's growth and curiosity. Another thing that I love, I'm a coffee girly through and through. Maybe my challenge to you this year would be ditch Starbucks. Get your friend or family member a gift card from a local coffee house. And you can give them the gift card. Maybe you could give them a journal from OpenSea Design Company, and it would be a beautiful, perfect combo, right? Another thing that I was thinking up is concert tickets. Concerts are so expensive, right? This is a major gift if you really love someone and you want to invest in them. But maybe find out if there's an upcoming show that they're dying to see. Maybe they can't afford to go and you've been hearing them talk about it and you're like, oh my gosh, it would be so cool to gift them tickets to this concert. Maybe you could go together. That would be such a fun experience, right? Or, maybe you get them a band t-shirt or some other thing at the venue, just to make it even more exciting. Those are the gifts that people really remember rather than some stupid trinket. So where to shop? I've been listing all these different places. I already mentioned bookshop.org for books. Every purchase you make there supports independent bookstores, and that's how I'm buying all my books now. And one other ask is check out your local metaphysical shops. They probably have so many cool sales, ideas, recommendations. Ask the people that work there what they would recommend. That would be a really great place to stop first. And then, you can kind of expand from there. All right, friends, that's the list. I'm sorry. This has been a rough episode because I've been hacking up a lung, and I'm just, I was so excited about this episode. I was so excited to put it together. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm sick now. I got to work my glamour magic. I got to pull it together. I got to deliver this list by Friday. But I know that was a lot. Here's the thing. I want you to have options, right? I want you to know that shopping small doesn't mean settling. It means supporting real people, real magic makers, and real communities. Every single link I mentioned today is going to be in the show notes. And if you're driving or working out or doing dishes or whatever you're doing right now, and you can't write any of it down, don't worry. Just pull up the episode and scroll through. So first of all, I am an affiliate with 2 businesses I mentioned today. Better in Black for all your spooky style needs, and Sea Witch Botanicals for seasonal incense, candles, and ritual goods. So please use my discount codes. I know you're going to love both of those brands. Second, just go to the show notes and then you could copy and paste or whatever from there, the full guide. If you loved this episode, the best thing you can do is leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or tag this episode for anyone that you think might want to hear this holiday shopping guide. That would be so helpful. Tag me at mystical.mama.ash or at Big Crystal Energy Podcast on Instagram. And if you end up shopping any of these small businesses, please tag them and tag me. Share your haul on Instagram. Let's amplify these small businesses together. They're the ones keeping the magic alive. So thank you so much for being here and putting up with my rambling today. Thank you so much for shopping small. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Thank you for being part of this beautiful, witchy, magical community we're building together. And until next time, keep your crystals close, your magic strong, and your shopping intentional. Bye, friends.
Thank you so much for jumping down the rabbit hole with me. If you connected with this episode in any way, I would love it if you could share it with a friend. Also, please tag me on social media. I'm at mystical.mama.ash or at Big Crystal Energy Podcast, mostly on Instagram. It helps so much getting my episodes out there and finding more magical, kooky, and spooky friends. Sending you all big crystal energy. Cheers!